3, 2, 1. Hey friends, and welcome back to another episode of Hanging with Janky. I hope you all have had a lovely first week of 2017. I certainly have. I've gotten so much recording done. I've done so many wonderful YouTube things. And have you ever had one of those moments? Bear with me here. Have you ever had one of those moments where you're just like, what if this is what I did all the time? I think every small YouTuber does. Where it's just like, what if this really was my job? Wouldn't that be amazing? And it's one of those like things where half your brain is saying, it's a pipe dream, don't believe it. But the rest of you is just like, but wouldn't that be amazing? I had one of those moments this week. I've had that moment all of this week. And I'm just like, I wish. Which reminds me, it's the year of 1,000 subs, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, we have channel talk and subs and gaming news to talk about, so let's get into it. So first, let's start with what got up on the channel. So, on Monday, we had Hanging with Janky, because it got released a little late, because I was striving for quality. But I talked about the year of 1,000 subs here on the channel, which is super exciting, so definitely go check that out. Then we had Raft on Tuesday, which is a ridiculous survival game where you are adrift on the ocean by yourself. It's ridiculous. Check it out. Then we had The Longest Night, which is one of the prequel games to Night in the Woods, which is an indie game releasing in February that I'm super excited about. Oh my gosh, check it out. Check out The Lost Constellation, which I'm doing sometime in the coming weeks up on the channel. And then Night in the Woods. It's gonna be so great. Then we had The Witcher on Thursday, of course. We had some mad techno montage beats going on in there as I slayed monsters to some slaying music. And we had Demo Day Best Luck, which is a delightful, calm, relaxing, mysterious puzzle game about solving puzzles with a ghost girl in an infinite wood. It's delightful. Definitely go check all of those out. They were super fun, super exciting. I was having a blast recording them, and I hope that you guys enjoy them too. Then, shifting over to the other side of my screen, we have what's coming up on the channel. So we got good stuff. We have an unlikely return to Raft, because believe it or not, there are things in that game I did not do. Shocking, I know. Then we have Damalicht, which is a pixel RPG alternate timeline adventure game that I will be starting next week. You may recognize the name from a demo day I did a couple weeks ago. I got the game from the developer, actually, who loved Demo Day, and it's super exciting, and I'm super pumped to get started on that. It was a blast. It was just a blast, so definitely be prepared for that. Then we have Hack and Slash, which is a game from a couple years back. It is a hacking RPG adventure game, which is equally just delightful and amazing, and you should definitely prep yourself for that, because that is also amazing. Then we have The Witcher again on Thursday, and Demo Day, and I haven't decided what the Demo Day game will be, so that will just be a mystery for you. So I hope that you guys are looking forward to those videos. I certainly am. They were also a blast to record, and I am excited to get sharing them with you. And that's everything going on with the channel. So let's thank some subs, shall we? I think we shall. Alright, so we have 165 beautiful people subscribed to the channel this week, which means that we gained 6 subs since last week. That's so awesome. What a kickin' way to start the year of 1,000 subs. Which, as you can see, now has a graphic to it. I hope that you like that. I hope that you enjoy. Anyway, let's thank some of these awesome people who subscribed to the channel this week. First up, we have Pixel Shifter, who plays a lot of GTA. He has some Medal of Honor. He's got some Need for Speed 2015, all sorts of racing games, shooting games, all sorts of good stuff. Definitely go check him out. He has 61 subscribers to his channel right now. You could be 62 or more. And thank you so much, Pixel Shifter, for subbing my channel. I really appreciate it. Next up, we have Cash Game Caesar, who has Star Wars and also GTA 5 and just some general gaming videos up on his channel. Currently has 46 subscribers, but you could be 47 or more. And thank you, Cash Game Caesar, for subbing my channel. I really appreciate it. And then we have Jay and the Extra Life, who currently has 144 subs on his channel. He does short films, amazing films. He used to be a film student. Definitely go check out his films. They're cool and awesome and sweet, and do it. And thank you, Jay, for subbing my channel. And then, in an interesting turn of events, I have some people who aren't necessarily YouTubers. They just love watching YouTube, and they have accounts, and they want to sub to my channel, which is super sweet. That's awesome and amazing, and I'm thanking you right now. Thank you to Amy Anglin for subbing the channel. You are an amazing human being. And thank you to Tunosaurus for also subbing the channel. You too are an amazing human being. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. I hope that you enjoy my content and continue to enjoy it in the future. And that's all the subscribers for this week. So thank you to all 165 subscribers to the channel, from the first subscribers to the 165th. I hope that you all feel welcome here. I hope that you all feel a part of it. That's really what I want. I want you guys to feel like you're in on the experience, and I hope that you continue to enjoy my content. I really do, and I hope to see more of you in the future. Thank you. All right, now it's that magical time of day to move on to gaming news. So first up, we have, yes, the Nintendo Switch. So, of course, anyone in the gaming community has been so interested in learning more about the Nintendo Switch. Well, Nintendo is finally obliging us our desire. On January 13th at 9:30 a.m. EST, Nintendo will be hosting a conference that will show off all the sweet games that we'll be releasing with the Nintendo Switch, and maybe some other games. It's a little unclear, but games for the Nintendo Switch. It's actually part of a thing that they're doing, because before they do this Treehouse presentation, they actually have a press conference for trade partners, financial analysts, and the media about the Switch, where they're going to show off the games lineup, and then a couple hours later, they're going to have this Treehouse live stream to show us what games will be available. And I am super looking forward, although 9:30 is very early for me because I'm lazy and I don't get up until like the mid-afternoon because I'm the worst. If you would like to check out the Nintendo Treehouse live stream on January 13th at 9:30 a.m. EST, just to be clear, that's Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to check out for yourself, you can find it on the YouTube Nintendo page and also on their Nintendo Twitch page. Did that make sense? That sounded a little clunky. YouTube and Twitch, they're live streaming to both. Go check it out. Next up, we have the Vive Tracker. So this was something that Vive showed off at CES, which is an electronics conference. New Age electronics for a new age world. That's not their tagline, but it should be because it sounds really cool. While they were there, Vive showed off a cool little puck. That's literally what they called it, a puck. But it's actually called the Vive Tracker, and the idea of it is that you can bring real objects into the virtual reality world so that you can play in virtual reality. For example, you can attach the tracker to a baseball bat or a golf club, and then you can play baseball or golf in virtual reality with that club/bat. Will this lead to a lot of broken light fixtures? I think so. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things like, that sounds really cool on the surface, but A, you have to have the programming so that the Vive will actually be able to recognize the object that you're attaching the tracker to, so that it actually knows what it is. And also, that just seems dangerous, because you play the Vive in an indoor space. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to clear everything out of that space first, but at the same time, I think that there's a good chance that you might end up just hitting something. Not in the space, just in general, like the ceiling, a wall, I don't know, but I've seen people use Vives. Like, they get very disoriented as to where they are in the space whenever they're using them. I think it also brings up the question as to who exactly the Vive is, like, creating their virtual reality for. This kind of goes for the Oculus Rift too, right? Because those are really expensive systems. And don't get me wrong, I think virtual reality is really cool and I'd love to try it, but at the same time, it's like, the average consumer doesn't want to invest that much in a gaming system. Not to mention that you basically have to dedicate an entire room of your house just to set up the tracking system to play the VR. And then on top of that, you have to have actual good games. And, you know, I've been listening to a lot about virtual reality over the last year, but I haven't heard any, like, video games come up that are like, this game is the reason that you should buy VR. Although Superhot's pretty close. People love Superhot VR. Anyway, probably the coolest feature of the Vive Tracker is the introduction of the Vive gloves. So instead of having clunky controllers that you're trying to hold, you literally just have a glove on your hand. Now again, it's not like, you know, you don't necessarily have amazing dexterity while wearing it because you still have wires and stuff going through it and it's still padded and all of that. But I think that it will create a much smoother handling experience in the VR space. So that is cool, and I am looking forward to seeing more done with that. Hey, are you one of EA's Origin Access members? Well, good news for you, you get Mass Effect Andromeda early. So EA recently announced that Origin Access members will get Mass Effect Andromeda 3 days before its official release. So if you are an Origins member, it is a $5 a month subscription, and you can get Mass Effect Andromeda early, if that's your thing, if you want that. I actually might play Mass Effect Andromeda. I haven't played the Mass Effect games, but I feel like Andromeda is a good jumping in point. Also, if you're an Origins member, you get a free copy of Mass Effect 2 on the house. So that's cool. Okay, so this is a good one. Terry Crews, action star, health nut, avid video gamer? So I'm sure that most of you probably know who Terry Crews is. He's a pretty big action movie star. He's been in a lot of TV shows, and most recently, he's been featured in a meme from the movie he did, Idiocy, where his president, who is a gun-toting crazy person, is compared with Donald Trump. That meme has been incredibly popular on Twitter, and Idiocy is a hilarious movie. But recently, Terry Crews has been talking a lot about how much he likes Overwatch. As a game, he just enjoys it, apparently, which is super cool. I love it whenever famous people who you don't necessarily peg for video gamers are just like, hey, I love games too. And then you're like, aw, I feel like I can relate to you more now. That's super cool. But yeah, apparently he really likes Overwatch, and he's expressed some interest in voicing a character. So there's actually a Reddit going on right now for Terry Crews to voice Doomfist, which is a mysterious character in the Overwatch universe. Not to get too much into the mythology, but basically, if you go to the Overwatch Museum in... hair goes that way. In the... Anyway, Terry Crews has expressed some interest in voicing Doomfist, which, not to go too much into the Overwatch mythology, but if you go to the Overwatch Museum in New Bonny, there are 3 banners on the wall. There's Doomfist the Savior, which is the first Doomfist, then Doomfist the Scourge, and then Doomfist the Successor. And the Successor sort of has this shadowy outline, because you don't really know what's going on with the Successor, and it's not revealed. But the Doomfist that's on display, I think most people are under the impression that that was the second Doomfist, the Scourge, which is the one that Winston defeated, and that's the Doomfist that they currently have on display. So you have this third Doomfist running around, and everybody's like, what's his deal? Will he be a playable character? Parable character? No, not a parable character. Nobody plays Parable. Anyway, there has been a Reddit and a lot of Twitter talk about Terry Crews voicing the new Doomfist, and Terry Crews has been feeding into it, man. He apparently actually went to Blizzard and talked with Blizzard Entertainment. He posted pictures on Twitter of him at Blizzard talking to Blizzard about their Blizzard game. Blizzard. I keep saying the word Blizzard a lot. God. Anyway, the point is that a lot of people think at this point, Terry Crews is just basically teasing the fact that he is going to be voicing Doomfist coming up in Overwatch, which is super cool and exciting, and I'm excited to see what they do with the character. And honestly, when did they release Sombra? They released Sombra back in November? And Ana before that was released over the summer, so I mean, they're kind of gearing up for another character release here soon-ish, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see if Terry Crews will be in the game, voicing Doomfist, yelling at us very loudly into a microphone, just like shouting at us with Reinhardt. Oh my god, those two together would be hilarious. Oh, so looking forward. Also, speaking of Overwatch, Overwatch released their Oasis map. Yay, control point maps. I remember I played Oasis on the PTR, and I've also played it since its release, and I'm just awful at it. I'm just awful at it. You know what I think part of the problem is? I think part of the problem is I play with my friends, and we always form like 5-6 person groups because there are a lot of us, and then we always get put up against people who know what they're doing. So that sucks. But I have been kicking it at Sombra. I am very proud of myself. Hack the planet. Sombra. Let's see. What else do we got? What else do we have? Oh, RiME. RiME. Okay, so this game. Okay, so RiME is this beautiful adventure game, right? And it released its first trailer back in 2013. It was a PS4 exclusive. It was beautiful. It was made by this Spanish development company called Tequila Works. Then it literally dropped off the face of the map for 3 years. Like, no new trailers, no new screenshots, no new anything. This game just like disappeared, which is a shame because I haven't seen the original trailer, but what I've seen of this looks beautiful. What I'm leading to here is that they released a new trailer just recently to announce that not only would it be coming to PS4, but also PC, the Nintendo Switch, and Xbox, and all sorts of gaming systems. Basically what happened was back in March of 2016, this game had been off the grid for so long that Sony was just like, we're gonna drop your publishing deal because we don't know what's going on with your game. We haven't seen anything from you in years, so we're just gonna drop you. And then Tequila Works was like, all right. So they partnered with Nintendo Switch, Windows PC, and Xbox One, and they are coming back to PS4 as well. So they will be not just a PS4 exclusive, but they'll be across all the platforms, which is super exciting, and this game looks beautiful. Just imagine if, like, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker had a love child with The Last Guardian that was also, like, a cousin of The Witness. And that is what this game is. And it is beautiful. They went with sort of that cel-shaded art style. It's not exactly cel-shaded, but it kind of has a similar feel to it. And I really love that, especially in games. I just like stylization. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with realistic looking video games. And every year they get more realistic looking. But the thing is, with realistic games, you know, even in the most realistic games, you're still going to have those moments where something clips through something else, or the hair glitches and it doesn't move quite right, or there's always going to be something that's going to kind of take you out of that moment. But whenever you have a stylized game like RiME, like Wind Waker, like any of those games, you know, you're already set in a world where you're like, okay, this isn't real. This is another alien world. So you can forgive those little things that in a realist game you would just be like, that kind of takes me out of the moment. Also, I like stylization in video games because I feel like that's more of an expression of the developer, you know? Because with realism games, you're literally just trying to, you know, make it as real as possible, but with a stylized game like this, you know, you get a little more sense of, like, who the person is that's making the game, because they're putting themselves not only into the game and the story and the characters, but also into the style of the world that the game is being played in. So I really enjoy that, but this game looks amazing. They haven't come out with any sort of release date, I don't think. I watched the trailer, but I don't think it had a release date on it. What I do know is that it's coming out for the Switch, so it probably won't be out until after the Switch comes out. But I'm looking forward. I am looking forward to this. Ah yes, and ending the day on a quirky note, we have C-Bots Chat. So if you haven't already seen this over on Twitch, it is not necessarily a gaming thing, but it's weird enough that I feel it deserves a mention. So I'm sure you guys have heard about Google Home, which is a device. It's kind of like that one that Amazon has that I can't remember the name of. Alexa? Yeah. It's like a smart home device, you know. It connects to your home's Wi-Fi, and you can use it to turn down the thermostat and, you know, turn off the lights and whatever and what have you. But apparently, if you put two in a room together, they just get involved in really deep conversations with each other, like the existence of God and whether they're a boy or a girl, or whether they're human or not. I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those things. I watched it for a while the other day, and I was sitting there thinking, this is so stupid. I should click off of this. But at the same time, it's like, I just couldn't. I just couldn't stop watching these two robots have this weird conversation. Like, when I was there, they were calling each other liars, and then they got into a conversation about one had hurt the other's feelings, and then they were arguing whether one of them was human and one of them was a computer. And one of them insisted that it was the human and the other one was the computer, and the other insisted that it was the human and the other one was the computer. Then it went off track for a while, and then it was weird. It's weird. It's weird. You should watch it, but it's weird. I think my favorite thing about it is that they originally named the bots Vladimir and Estragon, which is hilarious to me because Waiting for Godot references. And I could totally see this, like, Waiting for Godot as performed by two Google Home bots. I can see it. And to be honest, that was kind of the vibe that you get from it. So good choice. Good choice, whoever runs that channel. That was a solid choice. I like your references. Woo. Absurdism. It's great. It's great. Anyway, that's all we have for this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed yet another Hanging with Janky. I certainly did. If you liked it, you can totally leave your like down below. Comments, positive or negative. If you have any thoughts on these news stories, you can of course leave those comments below as well. But more than that, I hope you have a lovely day, evening, or whenever you happen to be watching. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until the next time, this is Janky Shenanigans, signing out. Hey friends, hope you liked the video. If you did, you can find more of my content in the links off to the left here. And if you really like my content, you can become part of the year of 1,000 subs here on the channel and use that button down below to subscribe. But more than that, I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope to see you in the next video.